Hello my dear viewers, this is Color Star Joe. Very nervous for my first ever voiceover tutorial, so bear with me. I may make a lot of mistakes. So today I will be showing you how to color 3 different shades of skin using Copic markers. If you by any chance want to use the same line art that I used in the video, you could find a link to my DeviantArt and you could download it and print it off as many times as you want. Please make sure not to remove my name from it. So I started off by coloring the darkest skin tone of the 3. I know when it comes to dark skin, it's usually one of the farthest topics for most people's comfort zone. I actually highly suggest that if you normally color lighter skin, to experiment and try this out. It's actually very fun to experiment with Copic markers because when you're experimenting, you actually find some new techniques or ways that you like to use. For example, I actually found out that it's a lot easier for me to blend colors together when I start with darkest first and then layer on the lighter colors on top of it, and it actually blends them very nicely. So for the dark skin, I actually started with R89 and then colored whatever areas I thought would have the darkest parts of the skin, and then I went over it with E19 to blend the R89. I will use Prismacolor Rouge Tuscan and color in a couple of the darker details. Once I am done, I will use the Sakura Jelly Roll White Gel Pen to add the contrast. Or pale skin tone, which will also be similar as the dark skin tone. In this case, we are starting with V91 as the darkest color for the shadow, and then we're going to go over it with E00 to blend out the shadow. I used R00 to go over V91 and E00. Then as the base color, we're going to use E000, which we color over all the rest of the colors to blend all of them together. highlights, I am using white Prismacolor pencil. And I will be using burnt henna for the darker detail. Thank you very much, you guys, for watching this video, and thank you for sticking around till the end. If you liked this video, please subscribe. You can also thumbs it up and thumbs it down. The thumbing it up is a lot cooler. You can also find my art on Tumblr, Instagram, DeviantArt, and Facebook. If you guys have any other suggestions or anything you guys want to see in the next tutorial, just leave your comments down below. Thank you for watching. Till next time.